The United States of America, land of the free, home of the brave, where dreams are made a reality for many, many people. And that American dream has a threat. And this threat is called BRICS. Now, the dollar dominance that we've been accustomed to living our whole lives and knowing, unless you were around in the time of Nixon in the 70s, might be coming to an end.
The end?
Now, I wanted to talk to you about something that recently has been in the news, and obviously it's this alliance of Brazil, Russia, and India, and China, and South Africa working on creating a new currency together. I know what you might be thinking. You're probably saying, why do I care about this? But let me tell you, it's important because what's happening in the world of finance right now, the current global reserve currency isn't as stable as it used to be, and its value is expected to decline. So these countries are taking steps to protect themselves and their economy. Now, I read that India and Russia are expected to take the lead in forming a financial relationship to create this new common currency. And it's not clear yet which currency will become the common denominator. Whether it will be the Chinese yuan, the Russian ruble, the Indian rupee, or something else, we don't know. But one thing is clear, there's a new kind of money that's on the rise, and it's called central bank digital currency. Now, some countries like Japan, Brazil, and India are all for it, and China is already leading the race with its digital yen pilot programs. But what you need to understand is that this new currency will pose a great challenge to the value of the United States dollar in the long run. Now, you're probably asking why. Well, this new currency that the countries like BRICS are planning to create will be backed by gold or other rare earth elements, which means it'll have a tangible value. The US dollar, on the other hand, is not backed by anything, no assets, and it's only backed by the US government. And with more and more countries moving away from holding US dollars as reserves, it's clear that things are changing. Now, Russia, for example, is exploring stable coins and even planning to create a joint stable coin with Iran that will be backed by gold. Plus, there are already over 100 countries around the world at different stages of developing their own CBDCs, with China already having launched its own yuan. Now, Russia also planned to launch its digital ruble this year, but due to regulatory issues, the launch has been postponed indefinitely. However, new legislation concerning CBDC is expected to come into effect of May of 2023. Currently, this new digital ruble is being tested by 13 Russian banks, but even though it's currently being tested, there's still a lot of risk involved. And the use of central bank digital currencies can have some red flags that you need to be aware of, especially when it comes to your personal finances. Countries like China and Brazil are starting to move away from the US dollar and conducting their trades in their own currencies. This means that the exchange rate between these currencies can have a significant impact on their economies, and you need to be prepared for that. The BRICS countries, including South Africa, are actively participating in this shift, and they're even discussing a recalibration of the global order with Russia. Now, it is apparent that this new currency, whether it's a digital yuan, rupee, or anything else, will reduce the value of the United States dollar. This is called de-dollarization, and it refers to reducing the dollar's dominance in global markets. Now, let me explain to you in simpler terms. It means that the US dollar will no longer be the only currency used for trading oil and other commodities. Other countries will start using their own currencies or other currencies to trade. This might seem like a small change, but it has significant consequences for everyone, even if you're retiring. Now, the BRICS alliance, which includes Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, will have a huge impact on the global economy, and they are growing stronger in terms of their foreign policies as well. They found common goals and interests. They believe that de-dollarization is going to reduce their dependence on US dollar and the US economy, which has been growing weaker over the years. I mean, let's face it, they don't want to be bullied by us anymore. And the United States goes in and starts bullying people left and right with their dollar. They stopped SWIFT deposits like they did to Russia, and a lot of countries are becoming scared that the United States can just freeze their assets asset with a push of a button. Now, by moving away from the dollar, these countries will be able to mitigate the impact of economic and political changes in the United States in their economies. And it's also going to help them reduce the exposure to currency fluctuations and interest rate changes. It can also help to improve economic stability and reduce the risk of financial crisis. This is especially important for developing nations. Now, here's the surprising part. I came across this Bloomberg report that says China's yuan has now replaced the US dollar as the most traded currency in Russia. See, 20% of the Russian central bank reserves are now held in yuan. Surprising, isn't it? I mean, seriously. Now, the yuan trading volume on the Russian market was negligible before invasion, but it surpassed the dollar in monthly trading volume in February for the first time. And the difference became even more pronounced in March. And according to data that was compiled by Bloomberg, it's got me thinking about something important. Now, if BRICS nation go ahead with their plan and come up with a new currency, it could help stabilize their economies given the economic, social, and political events in the West. But here's the question. Like, who do you think will benefit the most from this new currency? Will it be China, India, Russia? I'd like to know your thoughts on this, so please leave a comment down below. Now, remember, understanding these kinds of trends is important for us to make smart financial decisions with our money. We can't control what they're doing, but we control what we're doing with our own money. Now, if you find this information helpful, please share it with your friends. And if you want to stay updated on this topic, don't forget to subscribe. And I'll talk to you later.